On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you see today's financial and economic crisis?
I see it in the high end, meaning above 7. This is a serious crisis. The foundations of the global financial system have been shaken. There's a crisis of confidence, and the thing is, the whole crisis is spreading as we speak. The reason the contagion effect in this crisis is more than previous crises is because globalization has taken place.
In your view, the United States government has pumped a significant amount of money in banks, in mortgage companies. How do you see that? And as both an ex-banker and a government overseeing a major economy like Pakistan, where does the government say yes and when does it say no?
The government's role, in my view, as a free market person, is to create a macro environment where you have growth, where you have stability, where you have the ability to have predictability in economic policy. But unusual situations require unusual measures. And we are charting a course which doesn't have too much precedent in the recent past. So the regulators are experimenting, the managements are experimenting, and there is a level or air of uncertainty. That air of uncertainty has to be removed.
Many thinkers and writers and politicians are talking about a return of government control to certain extents. How do you see that given what's going on?
The worst thing which can happen is that we talk of returning to a socialist environment again. In a free market system, you can still protect the vulnerable. In a free market system, you reward those people, entrepreneurs, who are good businessmen. The small businessman also thrives in a free market environment. Freedom to operate is essential for growth. But going back to a socialist economy or a total nationalized system will induce inefficiencies, will reduce incentive to work, will give rise to corruption, and all the faults which a free market environment removed will come back. Having said that, a free market or a deregulated environment does not mean abdication by the government.
You have a multi-dimensional background, and I want to ask you a shift here in my question before we close.
Certainly.
You have faced not only economic challenges, but also political challenges, and you have faced terrorism.
Sure.
And you have dealt with it in a manner, and you have spoken privately. I'd like to ask you, how do you see the formula of dealing with this major global issue, and if you have any insights?
The killing of innocent people is really not any solution to a problem. So what do? How do we win the hearts and minds? We give people hope. And why do people, what are the needs of people? At the end of the day, no matter where you live, what faith you have, you need safety, you need security, you need food to eat, you need education and health care for your children, you need a small home to live. Very simple needs, and that has to be given. Then, if people have rights, there are disputes which are not settled, they feel they are ignored. Some people feel they are not getting the attention. That has to be dealt with. So, the world collectively, I think, has failed to tackle terrorism in a holistic way.
And as you look across the next 6 to 12 months, do you see there's a chance of betterment or
I think
challenges?
The major powers have to play a role. The major powers have to get justice into the system. They have to give a level playing field to everybody. The United States has a major role to play. The European Union has a major role to play. And I think China and Russia, who are global powers, have a role to play in the geopolitics of the world, so that we get justice and peace. And the United Nations must be used and not short-circuited. You must create hope for the people. You must have economic growth. You must have personal incomes rising at the poorest level. And that will then give people a sense to live, a reason to live. And that means clergy, leadership, economic managers, social sector managers, all have to play a role.
Well, let's hope that the months that are coming bring us a resolution to the financial crisis and better hope, as you say. Thank you very much.